I've come to Manchester United's training ground to see Bruno Fernandes, a player, a man who does most of his talking on the pitch. But recently, he's had some things to say to the media. So I wanted to come and see for myself how he reflects on his time at the club so far.
Loyalty in football before was like Totti at Rome, Giggs at United.
Has staying and being loyal been difficult at any point? Plus, I get some amazing insight from inside of the dressing room.
Well, I was looking at them and I was like, one of you for sure has done that. And then Luke Shaw was like, guys, if I find out who it was, your car will be in the middle of the pitch, I'm telling you.
And for all those haters out there, I've been saying for years, Bruno is not the problem.
And they said, Bruno, I know you're doing this because you care so much, but you need to pass the responsibility to others. You can't be yourself like trying to solve all the problems.
So let's see a different side to the man who's one of the game's most talked about players. Roy Keane was more of a shouter, led by example, drove standards every day.
I wouldn't say that. He's always criticizing me by shouting the other ones.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you, man.
You good?
You alright?
I'm good, thank you.
You good?
All good.
Early, man. You lot getting early compared to when we used to get in.
I just arrive a little bit early. I like to do things a little bit slowly.
Just chill out.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Stay a little bit in the restaurant there.
Chat
A little bit, yeah. Also, normally I wake up with the kids, so.
Oh, do you?
Not today. Today they were asleep still.
How many do you have?
2.
How old are they now?
5 and 8.
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
You gonna have more or not?
No.
You done, yeah?
A boy and a girl, so.
Oh, you're done. You're perfect now. Then you can relax.
Was perfect timing for them to come and perfect pair. So no more.
Do we have a potential young Bruno to play football? One of them?
That's all he does, playing football.
Is it?
Yeah, but now I'm like, I want to chill out on the sofa and it's like, I want to play football with you. Oh my God.
Oh, so football for work, football at home.
Yeah,
good,
all the time. And he can't play with anything else. Doesn't play with toys, doesn't play with cars, doesn't play with just the ball.
That's the dream, though, man.
Just
That's
the
the dream. So it is a dream.
It is.
Sometimes I know you must sit there sometimes looking at him and thinking, "Oh, that's my boy."
Yeah. No, that's and you know, like when you see him shooting and stuff like that, you're doing some stuff that he starts learning and stuff. He's improving. I see a future there.
Pension.
My pension's gonna be better.
No, it's good, man. Do you know what? It's mad. I was on the way up here and I was looking and thinking that you just overtook Paul Scholes, third in the assists.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
when you think about it like that.
It's a good number.
Do you know what I mean? And the names that you're around, like Giggsy, Wazza.
Giggsy is a little bit far.
Yeah, Giggsy's far.
When I saw Giggs, I was like, oh my, how long has he played here? Yeah. I knew he played long here, but that's a big number from him.
You must be proud though of that because of the names.
And then obviously Paul Scholes was like, everyone speaks about him on the ball and passing range and all that stuff. And then obviously the ones I have above me is Beckham.
Yeah.
That just pure class quality crosses and stuff like that. That is Giggs is first, but we have some.
Wazza. I think Wazza.
Is Wazza there? Yeah. And obviously another one that like Graft running a lot for the other ones and then still making numbers very high. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy because we had Giggsy on the show a while ago, and I sat down with him, and he mentioned 3 values of a Man United player: run, risk, imagination. And when I thought about that, I just thought, I'm going to see Bruno. I think that actually is Bruno.
The running side, I think it always comes by the type of person that you are and stuff like that. But I think that should be mandatory in any club, not at Man United. I think that is the least you can do, because then quality-wise, you can have a good game, a bad game, that can happen. But I think intensity-wise, that can never drop. You can have a game there where you have less energy or whatever, but you always have to give the max of the energy that you have for the game. And I think as for the past of the club, that should be mandatory. When you bring a player in, it's like, we need this from you. Then we know how much quality you have. We know how much goals you can score, how much goals you can save, whatever it is. But this is mandatory at the club. Like this running, sacrifice, help the team, this is mandatory. Then quality-wise, we know that you're going to have times, moments and stuff like that. But If you have that one, we'll be here to help you in that.
You mentioned risk. How important is risk to Bruno Fernandes' game?
I need to take that risks on last pass, the cross, the shot, everything around my game. It's very important that I help the team with that, because that's, for me, one of my main qualities. So if I lose that taking risk side, I will lose a little bit of the Bruno as a player. So I think also like that was when I came to the club, and obviously I had Ole as a manager that was a player for the club. And the first thing he said to me, I want you to get on the ball. I want you to take risks. I want to see the Bruno I saw at Sporting. I want to see it here. So in my head was, okay, they brought me because they saw something in me that will be fitting into this club. So I can't change. I just can improve that. And obviously you have to know when taking the risks and when is the best time to take that risks. Obviously now playing in a different position, even if what the manager demands from me in the last third is to be more high on the pitch and play basically as a 10 between the lines. Obviously in the build-up I'm very deep, so I have to be careful with the risks that I take there. But when we go into the final third, the manager wants me to get out of that position and get into the 10 position.
Good.
So then from there you want the creativity that I need to have to help the team to score goals and create something.
How does it affect you, or does it affect you at all when you hear sometimes, because I know you read and see and listen to media, Bruno, he takes too many risks sometimes, and maybe he's just looking at stats, etc. I don't agree, right? But I'd like to know what you think.
No, if I was smart, I wouldn't take risks, because the risk is I can get reward or I can get the other side of that. So if I don't take the risks, no one will ever say that, oh, Bruno is losing the ball, or Bruno missed the pass. So I will just play ball side to side, play backwards, and I will be safe. But I'm not a safe player, because I know if I start doing that, I won't be helping the team. And I take the risk because I want to help Josh and Ben to score goals. I want to help Cunha, Mason, Brian, Ahmad, all these creativity players that we have up front to score goals. That's what I need to do for them to be able to become the players we want them to be. It's not for me, because if I don't take that risks, I think the ones suffering more from that will be them and not me, because I will be the one that people won't talk anymore about. Oh, he's losing so many times the ball. His percentage of passing accuracy is like 98% now. Yeah, but then I will look at my passes will be sideways, backwards, and I'm not affecting the game and not helping my teammates to get in positions when they can be dangerous.
That's the answer I wanted. Good. Can you pass me my phone, please? I've got something on it to play to you. It's mad because we got a chat that we have with the community that we have, and one of the guys sent me a message. I wanted to hear it.
Yo, I'm Finn, I'm 27. I've been a United fan my whole life, and now I just want Bruno to know that every proper red that I speak to thinks you're a legend, mate. All that noise from media and them agenda merchants online, none of them really represent us. We see the graft, the running, the work rate. You're the one that's taking the risk, trying to make things happen. So of course a few idiots are always going to moan. That's just part of being the main man. And the arm waving just shows you care. So ignore the twats online, keep doing your thing. You make us proud.
Do you feel that from the fans?
Yeah, I do feel, because obviously I know the surrounding, like the social side of it is obviously normally more negative than positive, but that's what it makes impactful in the clicks, because if you put something nice, people really don't want to see it. And so if you put like a big headline that is kind of negative, people like, oh, let's see what he said, So obviously in the stadium I feel it. I do feel that the fans are behind me. They see what I do. They see how much I care about the club, how much I want to win. And the thing that probably hurts me the most when I see people talking about me is when they say like he doesn't run, he doesn't track, he doesn't really fight and everything, because obviously, nowadays you have all the information. So if they go and take all the information they get from the stats thing, there's probably not many games where players that run more than me in distance, high speed, decelerations, accelerations, all these things that we have around. And this for me is not the most important thing, because I know how much I run, I know how much like I try and I fight and I try to do. But I think it hurts a lot, because you feel like you come out of the game. there's no game I come out and I'm like, oh, I could play another game today. No, there's no chance of it.
Everything's gone.
Everything is gone every time. And feeling that people think that, oh, he should have run more, he should have done more. Sometimes it really hurts. That's the main thing that hurts me a little bit more. But then obviously then you see as he said, like I know that the fans that they go to the stadium, they see me there, they see how much I care, how much I do. I think it's nice to feel that even when I come out of the games, and I try to every time sign the people that are outside. Never had like any confrontation of someone saying like, you should have done more. And I'm not against it. Obviously, I come out of the game and I always think that I should have done more. Even if I had a hat-trick, if I had an assist, if I had whatever, I always try to look at myself and like, I should have done better here, better there. And I'd rather see that when we win games than when we lose games. Because when we lose games, everything is negative already in my head. Yeah. When we win games, you tend to be like, oh, so happy, so like relaxed that... I think it's very important to pinch yourself a little bit, like you could have done better here. And then obviously it's very difficult for a player to have the feeling of like they don't really see it what I do. And like like the waving thing when I came to the club in my first few games, I had that, and I've seen obviously in the first few games, and I just arrived. I've obviously you guys ex-players talking about us and everything. Obviously, I just came to the club. I've looked all my life at youth. And till now, like legends for the club, guys that I've looking up to, and then some of you in the first few games were like, "Oh, look at him," pointing at his teammates, telling them where to go. This is what like a proper captain leader does. And then obviously after 2 years, 3 years, people are like, "Oh, he's always waving his arms. He's always mourning." It became like from a positive thing, it became a negative one, you know. So this is what I mean. Like, is the perspective that people give to it. So. In the first moments were very good. I was demanding from the players and everything. And now it's like a little bit negative because obviously the results haven't helped much. And it looks like, he's negative, he's moaning, he's like that. And I get it. It's normal. It's the perspective that everyone puts into it.
Do you have to manage your emotions with when you want to work? I've played with players that really just care so much that sometimes they run and maybe sometimes it's not the right type of running. Have you had to manage yourself in that sometimes?
No, that's for sure. And I still do sometimes that type of mistakes that you want to do so much, or you think like when you're losing, you think that you're going to solve all the problems. And I had this conversation with the manager already, not just him, but with Eric also. They always they really care about me as a person. So they talk to me. Both of them were very good with it. And they said, Bruno, I know you're doing this because you care so much, but you need to pass the responsibility to others. You can't be yourself like trying to solve all the problems because you end up putting yourself in a bad position. And obviously we come back to the like criticism and stuff because I'm trying to overdo things and obviously it becomes overcomplicated and I put myself in a position that is not good for me. And I had one person that one time, you probably know him very well, Dejan Stankovic. He was my assistant at Udinese. And one time he came to me, I was at Udinese, I was already like that. I wanted the ball, I want to do something, try to pick the ball and create something. And he came to me and said, Bruno, you need one thing. Sometimes when things are not going very well, you need to put yourself aside of the game. Get the ball, pass the ball backwards, get your confidence back. Get the ball, play simple, get your confidence back. And he was like, I look at him in the beginning, I was like, oh, you don't want me to take the ball. Then I start realizing, I'm talking with Dejan Stankovic that played for big clubs, won massive trophies, was a top player. So I might need to listen to one or two things that he's telling to me. So, and I start realize from there, and obviously I try to, here and there, try to put my things in the right place, but obviously sometimes the emotions go and you can't control everything.
I want to move on to the way you're playing, and you're obviously taken up a bit more of a deeper role this season, especially like you said in the beginning phases of the play when you're in possession. What have you found difficult or different so far in that? I mean, I saw earlier in the season when it first happened when I think it might have been Foden ran off you for one goal. So, and I look at that and go, you got to learn. It's just learning. Being in that position, not being there a lot. What's been the big difference for you?
Obviously, it's different because as a number 10, you're very used to press forwards, and it's more like you press from the number 6 to the centre back, or from the number 6 you could like just stand in behind him and screen him. And obviously there in the position I play, because I'm as the 8, let's say the manager always plays a 6 and 8. Let's say like the 6 normally is more Kaz and Mano, the 8 is more me and Kobbie. So from me and Kobbie, it demands more of a thing of staying in position, pressing the 6 or coming back, pressing a little bit high, coming back, pressing. Like you need to be able to cover more ground.
But with all that being said, I looked at some stats, man, on the way down and doing some research. And this season, you're actually playing deeper, but you're creating more chances. 2.4 chances created every game last season, compared to 2.9 this campaign. You're also leading the Premier League midfielders in all of these categories. Most shot creating actions, through balls, goal creating actions, goal involvements, assists, and most chances created, which is 45, and only one player in Europe has more, and that's Kylian Mbappe. From the deeper role.
Yeah, but it's, as I said to you, like I start from a deeper role in the building phase, but then the manager wants that number 8 between me and Kobbie, that's being the ones that train there in my position, to be free in the last third to get into the 10 position, because he wants to have the pockets occupied. It's more for me and Kobbie to understand the moments of danger is coming, we're not kind of creating, so we need to drop. Let's play a little bit more in a deeper role. Let's get in the position. But the manager really wants us in that high position. So it gives me the chance still to create, to be creative. To be honest, my set pieces have been much more accurate this season also. That's why I think the chances created have increased a lot. The movement in the box from the players also is helping me. The place where we're putting the ball is being working well. For every game we have a different plan, is being working well. So that also helps in the chance created. But still, for me, the most important one that you said there, for the position I'm playing and for what the manager demands from me, is the through balls. Because that's the one I have to play the most. Because playing with 10s, playing with a striker, playing with wing backs, you need to be able to put the balls in the middle. And I think that is why the manager wants me there also, like in that position, because he knows that I'm going to play the ball forward and putting the ball into the pockets for Cunha, Mason, Brian, Ahmad, and Josh, that sometimes can play there also. They're very good into the half turn and then attack the defenders, getting the last pass also. So I just need to be very accurate on serving them and putting the balls through the spaces.
Just on that point, it was later in my questions, but you've brought me there now. Just in terms of like, when the ball comes to you on the pitch, now you're playing a bit deeper in the early phase or in the 10 position, what is going through Bruno's mind? Because you're someone who's creating chances like at a rate that we've not seen. Even De Bruyne has been here in the same time that you've been here. You've created more chances in the same amount of games in that time. What comes into your mind as the ball's coming into you? Are you thinking, let me just keep the ball, or is your first thing, where can I hurt the opposition, and then work back from that?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm obviously when the manager shows the videos, I'm very careful of looking like where the space could be, which one is the centre back that doesn't like to jump on our 10s, because obviously normally either they mark the 10s with the midfielders and he's going to be a man and they're going to open the middle, so the striker will be the one for me to serve. Then if they want to very squeeze their back line, the wing backs will be my exit. And then obviously if the midfielders is the ones jumping on us, for me is like more to connect with my midfielder than us to have to try to find the pockets with the 10. So my first aim is always to play the ball forward. And then obviously always depends, as the manager says. I think when now teams want us to play more from the back and wants us to have the ball to try to hurt on the counter. So in that term there, I think I need to go, well, like when they're not pressing really our centre backs and stuff, I need to leave them to be the ones to be creative. They need to take the responsibility of like, I need to be the one putting the ball into the middle.
Do you find it hard still being the one in to do everything?
I find it hard because I obviously as a centre back, I know not everyone feels very comfortable of passing this ball through the middle, like between lines and say, because it's a difficult ball and it's a risky one, even sometimes not looking like a massive difficult. I think the players like you in the past, there was one of the centre backs that everyone talked about your quality on the ball in these kind of passes. You know how tough it is to play these balls. Obviously people look and say like, oh, it's so good, look at that, but they don't know how difficult it is to just, I know it's like a straight pass in a line, but the gaps are very small. So it is very difficult to do it, but we have players in the back line, they have qualities to do that. So I need to trust them to, like, when they don't have pressure, even more. Like, if they have pressure, I just need to come for a bounce and try to help them to get out. If they don't have pressure, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, Mata, Lenny Yoro, Age, even Mazraoui, Aiden, these players, they all have qualities to play. Like Aiden played the last game against Wolves. I know Wolves is struggling and everything, but he did some passes between players and everything that were a risky one.
It gives you time again.
But it gives you time and space for the ones that in front, just we control. Because we know they beat 3 players with 1 pass, so we know they have less than us there. So we turn and we can see the game, and it's so important, this type of passes, that needs to be my first thinking.
Just mentioning consistency and the run you've been on in terms of creativity has been phenomenal. How do you remain that consistent? Like, because I know what it was like as a player when you're playing at a club like this, whether you're doing well or not, there's standards, there's pressure, there's voices, there's noise outside. But to remain that consistent, especially through the difficult times the club's been going through, how have you done that? Definitely from a mental side of things.
No, obviously, for me, it's always about having like a balance in the things. I really like when you guys speak very well about me. Obviously, I don't like when you guys speak bad about me. So I need to find a balance in a line where, like, okay, it's going to be moments that you're not going to be doing everything well and people will criticize you, and that's normal. Will be times where you're going to do well and people will say very good things about you. So you can't just like go with the flow, because if not, you're going to be
up and down. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, even like when someone criticizes me, I look at it. If I see something that someone said about me, about my game, like, oh, he's not very good at this, he's not doing very well this, I'll go and look at that. Because obviously, even more for me, when it's from ex-players, I think I look at it and say like, okay, they've played the game, they've seen the game. Let's see if what they're saying can help me to improve my game.
Yeah.
As when you guys, probably when you speak well about me, I try to not overlook at that, because I think as a human being, not as a player, as a human being, you tend to be like relaxed, like, oh my God, look at this. And obviously we know, as I said before, we talk about legends of the club, legends of the game, not just normal players. So it's really important for us to understand that the balance that we have to keep in the things that we heard and the things that people think about us is very important. And obviously, I think having my wife at home is very good, because she keeps me very, very grounded.
Get inside.
Like when I come home and obviously you score a goal and stuff like that, and she goes, she's a little bit like my dad was when I was a kid. Like, you come out of a game, you scored, you did something, and she goes like, oh my God, you did something in the game, that was horrendous. How you lost that ball? I'm like, can you just give me a compliment for once?
Yeah, I got the man of the match award today.
And sometimes I come with the man of the match and said, was you the man of the match? I was like, was I not good in the game? And it was okay. But it's good, because she kept me grounded. So it's very important for me to have that check reality sometimes. And that's what made me stay very stable through my career.
I think we all need that 100%. Being at this club, pressure is just like it's a must. It's one of the things that just comes with wearing that badge. How do you deal with pressure?
No one is more demanding on myself than myself. And that's why I think for me it was very important to always have this kind of way of thinking, like put yourself in difficult situations, never overthink that you've done already everything, you have achieved whatever it was. Obviously, I've been achieving things that I've never dreamed about, but I always put something more. Like, for example, when we talk about goals and assists, there was a big part for me when I start in an early age. Obviously, I scored 5 goals in my first season as a professional. So I was like, oh, I need to push myself to score a little bit more. But the main thing for me was always to put myself in a position of like, okay, you scored 5 goals, you give 5 assists. Next season, you need to put 6 goals and 6 assists. And then if it comes more, it comes more. But like having a personal aim to improve yourself in everything. Like last game, you played 10 balls to the number 10s. Next game, I need to put 11, 12 because they need to touch more the ball. They need to be more dangerous. So it's always small things that I always put in myself to improve myself, to then have that when that extra pressure comes from the outside, from everything, I like, okay, I'm used to this. I know how to deal with this. Let's keep the focus, do what you have to do, and improve your game.
I saw James Maddison said that considering your consistency, that he still feels you're a bit underrated. Do you feel like that yourself?
For me, like you see, it's a privilege having a player like Maddison talk about me in that way, because I looked at him as a top player. But a part of that, being from a professional player that plays the game, plays in my position, knowing the difficulties of being in the Premier League and everything, it's very grateful. And I think, obviously, hearing him saying that I'm underrated, it makes me feel good, because it makes me feel like, okay, so is there people that still don't but I think it's more people that don't like me because I play for United, and they support Chelsea, they support Liverpool.
That comes with this club, man.
That's normal. That's as probably. It will hurt me more if United fans will say that. And I know that will be United fans there that will say like, oh, Bruno is not good enough. We should have kept another player and sell Bruno. We should have done this. We should have. It's normal. No one will. You will not be perfect. No, you will not be able to be liked by everyone. But you have to deal with that.
Talking about like your position and the impact of having more like options in attacking areas this season. How important is, I saw you talking about how you enjoyed playing with Rashford, Martial and Cavani, especially over your time here.
Obviously, like with Rashi, was more a connection of like the type of player I am and the type of player he is. So the type of service he needs was kind of like a match between us two. Rashi runs in behind was like unbelievable, like powerful. From all that assists I got, some of the assists I just gave the ball 5 yards to Rashid. He got the ball, goes past 5 people and he scored. Martial the same. The Martial was like a connection of like, I knew where he was, like things of like quick thinking things, you know, like 1-2s. He knows the ball is coming, run the box, like a little touch here. He knows that I'm going to just flick the ball there, flick the ball here. And with Cavani, it was like movement-wise, like inside the box. He was a killer, and like I knew everything he wanted from the first movement he did. Like it's inside the box was crazy. Like unbelievable.
Would you be talking to players that come in? Would you be saying to like Sesko, especially the forwards, Rashford's before? I've played with someone like Cavani. You need to watch some of the movements and. Yeah,
for example, I try to go into their strengths. You just need to tell me where you want the ball. I'm gonna choose the best. I will try the best as I can to put the ball in that space. Then it might not be perfect, might not be the best one, but you tell me, is there? I'm going to put the ball in that place.
But that's great, you know, because I mean, I sit there, we do the podcast on a Monday as well, and I'm sitting there going, I hope they're having these conversations. I think that's so healthy, especially a young player new to the club.
No, and with Ben, I had a lot of this type of conversation because I feel he really needs it.
Yeah.
You know, he's a player that really needs to feel the comfort of like talking with the other ones, because obviously he just came new. He's a striker. He knows that the pressure of this club for him will come with scoring goals or not scoring goals. Even knowing that for us, it's not only that we want. For example, at Sunderland, at home, he did an amazing game. He scored, but for me, it was not the goal. It was the way he held up the ball, the way he made us go forward, the way he made so tough on their defenders to run backwards, to fight for the ball. The game against Chelsea, the send-off of Sanchez, he comes with him fighting for the ball, flick the ball, because we told Brian, we told Mateus, guys, when Ben goes to jump, he's going to win the ball, running behind him. And it came sent off, we get a free kick, and from there we start playing. But then it's like small things, like for example with Brian, I know he's very good with the runs in behind, but I also know like that he likes to go a little bit wide, get the ball in his feet and 1v1. For Cunha is more pocket, give him the ball, he's gonna turn, run with it, get a go at players. With Mason is more a connection of like 1-2 thing of like short passes between me and him. I know how much he likes these things. With Josh, last year we could have scored goal of the season against Newcastle by that play with me and him, like I think 4 or 5 passes in a row together, pam, 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 and then a great save from Nick. But I know Josh likes to play more, like it's like a deeper striker, let's say, likes to play more with his back to the goal, get the ball into his feet, turn. Ben has that, but he's more like also a guy that like crosses, that will get into the box. Josh is more like a build-up striker, let's say. But it's like for me, it's more to try to understand what's the individual qualities of them and try to play at their strengths.
It's mad because Mason Mount said, I see him a quote the other day, as soon as I see Bruno with the ball, that's my trigger to run in behind. We all know the caliber of the player he is. So they're moving. As soon as you get it, they're gone.
That's the thing, like when we talk about taking risks. They know I'm going to be the one. If is there a moment to take a risk, they know I'm going to take it for them. And I said it many times for them. The only thing I need is that you guys don't stop the run. Even if you think I'm offside, because sometimes I said to them, sometimes I made it slow on purpose because I know the guy is running with you, but will be a moment where he will think like, oh, he's going to be offside, so I'm going to stop. I'm just looking at the guy. I don't even care about you because I know where you're running. I'm just waiting for the guy to stop running. And then in the moment I see that he's like, his body is like moving, I'm going to make the pass because then he's going to be like this. They're going to be on the counter.
Timing.
And it's the timing. And Mason, as soon as he started celebrating, he was to me, I think I'm on. I said, Mason, don't worry. The first step back when I went to do the cross. The other ones in the back stopped, but the first one stepped back. I'm pretty sure they're not offside.
You got the inbuilt VAR system already.
No, but it's like, I really look at details, you know, like I know that sometimes I'm going to miss, it's not going to be the best one and everything, but I'm very aware that if I take the right pass in the right moment, Mason is unbelievable finishing. Cunha, Brian, Ben, Josh, they very good with the ball. They unbelievable players. They just need that moment of like getting the ball in the right position. They're gonna score a goal for us.
I want to take you to leadership, and being Man United captain can lead to big criticism and all the attention in the world. And we talked about your body language at times, you said earlier. But what is Bruno Fernandes' captain leadership style qualities?
It's difficult for me to answer that.
No, because I've been captain. My big thing was talking, communicating, trying to make players better on the football pitch, moving players around. So Roy Keane was more of a shouter, led by example, drove standards every day.
I wouldn't say that. He's always criticizing me by shouting the other ones. No, I think I'm a little bit a mix of everything. But obviously, I'm very demanding with the players, but not for myself. I had the conversation with all of them. The day I stop demanding from you, I've lost the belief in you. If I don't shout at you because you missed a pass or you lost the ball, or you were not in the right position, is because I think you're not able or capable of doing anything else. Like, for example, I had the West Ham game. Josh got the ball with his back to the goal, like at halfway line, tries to turn, lost the ball. And I was like, come on, Josh, you can't lose that ball. And he was like, I know, Bruno. I said, yeah, but I have to shout at you because you need to know it more. You can't lose this ball. You're too good for that. And then when I said, you're too good for that, he was like, and then he started running, you know, like, because obviously...
Reaction.
Yeah, the thing with me, and I really understand that, is the same thing with the referees, is the arms. But that's my way of communicating. And the referees, when I had a conversation with them, they said the same thing to me. It was like, Bruno, you know the problem with you is that you wave your arms. And for us, you don't talk in a bad way to us. But the problem is, for the perspective of the stadium, is bad. It looks bad on us because you're waving your arms, you're moving your arms. Like, even when we talk like this, like close to referee, I'm like moving the arms. He's like, Bruno, just put your arms down. Put your arms down. Like, we can talk, but put your arms down, because they know, like, the thing of me doing this, like the people in the stadium, they don't know what I'm saying to the referee. I could say like, yeah, it was a good decision, but there you missed that. And they go like, Bruno, you're telling a good thing, but people outside are thinking that you're
screaming
and going crazy at me.
Do you know the crazy thing is about that? When I first come to United and I was coming out with the ball, I was going, I didn't know. I was doing this, like where are you type thing. Come on, make yourself available to my teammates with my hands. And I remember after a few games, Sir Alex Ferguson pulled me and said to me at training, he said, Rio, stop waving your hands. He said, you're bringing agitation. Everyone's getting nervous in the stadium when you got the ball. So I had to change. I didn't know I even done it.
Yeah, that's because the problem is, like, in the game you can't control everything with you, because it's not like you do something on purpose for other people to get the stick or whatever. It's just like in the moment. It's like it goes natural, because we don't have time to think in all that things that people then go and comment and say, look at him, he's waving his arms, he's thinking this. Guys, I haven't think anything of what you could possibly imagine. I didn't even thought about it. I just did it. And I think like it's very important for me also to understand the environment and understand the other players. And as a captain, obviously, you're going to get more attention, stick and everything, but that comes with the club also. It's not like just by the armband. Because I said to everyone, like, I haven't changed the way I was for the way I'm now because I've got the armband on my arm. Because I think when Eric chose me to be the captain, he knew what type of captain I was before having the armband. So I know I lead by example because I do everything is needed to do on the training pitch. I train as hard as I can. I can moan as much people think, but I run more than I moan. That I'm pretty sure of that. So I think I'm still an example of how the way things have to be done for the club.
The standards.
Then I think I treat everyone as I would like to be treated. And when I talk about everyone, is not just the players, but everyone. I don't see anyone below me. For me, everyone is in the same level. It could be me, it could be the people that serve us at the restaurant, the chefs, the nutritionists, the staff, all of them for me in the same line as me. No one is below and no one is above me. Obviously, a part of the bosses.
Yeah, I was going to say the manager,
the boss,
maybe. Yeah.
the manager, and the other ones that are above the managers, that one. But still, the manager every time says, guys, I'm in the same level as you. I just have more responsibility and I have to take the decisions. That's where I am above you. And then, as a captain, I have sometimes to make decisions on things. And then, yes, I'm above certain players. But what I do is, okay, we have a leadership group. There is me, Ari, Licha, Tom, Mazraoui, and Diogo. We have 6 players. But obviously, we then add players in the situation that are not in the leadership group, like Casemiro, Luke Shaw, because we also want players with big responsibilities to have a saying. But obviously, we always try these 6 players to, okay, guys, this were the way we want to have, where we want to be, what we want to do. And from that 6, the message has to be clear for everyone else. We have to become a little bit of a bigger personality than the other ones because we need to make the rules clear for everyone. But that's not just me. It's the leadership group that has to like put a stamp in the place like, guys, this is what we're going to do, and mandatory for us. This is the way, the path, and what we have to play at this club.
Just tell me and maybe walk me through the difference in the change room from the one you walked into in 2020 to what it is like now.
Oh, when I walked in 2020, it was a lot of experienced players. You know, like for me, it was like you had David, you had Nema, you had Juan, you had at the time. Let me think about. Obviously, Paul was already a big player. Jesse was a big player at the time already. You had Rashi. You had a lot of like experienced players in the team, and then we'd come with a mix of youngest. Now. I look at myself as Nema and as Juan and everything, and a lot of young players coming in with a lot of energy. I think as everything has changed in the world of football in the last not 5 years, but also like through the years I've been in football. Always everything has changed. Everything is more, I would say, softer. It's different the way you have to deal with the players, because obviously when I was a younger player, I was used to be like. The young ones would stay in my like very like, oh, there is the big players coming. You have to be like quiet, don't be noisy and everything. Nowadays, the young ones put the music in the dressing room. They make noise and everything. I have Lenny on my right side and Patrick on my left in the dressing room. Oh my God, his shoes everywhere. Is everything. I have to be all the time like, come on, Lenny, put the things right. Patrick, put your shoes in the basket. Come on,
like a dad.
I need to be like the dad of the dressing room. And then a part of that, I have Josh just on the side of Patrick, that is like the noisiest one in the dressing room. But I really like the mix of things that we have in the dressing room, because it from one point it makes me feel very young, because the energy they have, the way we involve everyone together, and not looking at like age difference, who's being here more, who's being here less, We don't have that thing of like who's more important, who's less important. So we treat everyone. If they have to make, like, obviously they don't make many jokes with me, like, look, take the car, open the car, open the boot, that kind of stuff. Hiding clothes, putting like shoes on top of something.
They're still doing that, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that. The worst shoes go up and everyone can see in the morning.
The other day they did it to Luke Shaw, and then everyone like was trying, like the ones that I was like pointing, they were like all in my side. Lenny, Kobbie was a little bit far, but it was Lenny, Kobbie, Josh, Aidan, and Patrick. I was looking at them and I was like, one of you for sure has done that. And then Luke Shaw was like, guys, if I find out who it was, your car will be in the middle of the pitch, I'm telling you. But that's good. The vibes are good. The energy is very good. And obviously, even the older ones, we don't take it as serious, like these jokes and everything. We go along with it. Obviously, they know who they joke with, because obviously they won't joke with me with that, because I will punch them. I said to Aidan is the one that like he always goes too far with everyone, but I think he does it on purpose. He likes to be like, he's a very good kid that we see him in the training and the day by day, and you see him on the pitch when we're playing, and we say like, this is not the same guy. The way he can switch is not like we're like that. This is not the same guy.
It's hard to do that, you know.
He's coming out of the dressing room to go to the warm up. You still can see him like a little bit like laughing and stuff like that. As soon as he gets into the pitch, like you look at his face and he looks like an old man playing, like serious face, everything like, and you're like,
I couldn't do that, you know. I had to be serious when I wake up and be ready on the bus.
That's me.
Serious and focused.
That's me. I like I think it's like more old school mentality. We used to see the other ones like that, so we were like, okay, focus, like no noise, no nothing. They very relaxed. They go into the game in the dressing room. They very like light, but then they go to the pitch and you see a completely different.
That's more like you having to adapt to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I've been adapting to them, the way they do things, and to be honest, some of the things they do, it quite relaxes me also. Like I've changed some of the things by looking at them, like how can they be so relaxed and like still get to the pitch and everything. So I sometimes even in the dressing room, if I need to be relaxed and joke with them and everything, 10 minutes before going out, I put myself in my warm up thing, I do my things, focused on.
The way you talk, I feel that love for the club, and that you've just got a connection that you've built over time. And you've obviously shown loyalty. I think there's offers in the summer to go elsewhere. How do you feel about all that now?
No, obviously I think it's not seen as it was before. You know, like loyalty in football before was like Totti at Rome, Giggs at United, I don't know, Maldini at Milan. I had all these examples in Italy. So for me, when I came to the club, a part of loving being here and loving the club, I think my loyalty was like in the toughest periods I had the club, and I could have left in 2 times. The club said, no, we need you. And I said, okay, you gave me something, I will give you something. Obviously, I think the time at the club has not been as I wanted, because obviously I wanted to lift trophies and I haven't lifted as many as I should and I could. But at the same time, I think everything I've done for the club in a certain way was still very important, and not taking nothing away from other players that were here and everything. I think when we struggled the most, I said present to the club, and I think everyone at the club, I hope, is aware of that, because the chances I had were very good. I don't do and I don't think in anything else more than football apart my family. That's my number one thing, and nothing different. So I'm very aware that I could have done a different path. I could have gone in a different way and probably winning more trophies and people talking about me in a different way, because I've had trophies into my cabinet. So nowadays people talk more like you are a better player or a worse player if you win or you lose trophies. It changed a lot, because if I look at the past, Totti is known as one of the best players in Italy, and unfortunately for him, he hasn't won many trophies. But I think if you look back, everyone still says
quality. Yeah.
Everyone says he's one of the best that ever played for Italy. So you can't compare Totti with Maldini, because obviously Maldini was in a winning team that has won in many years. Obviously, when he was there, they won a lot, but they kept winning. Then they had a moment of struggling, but they kept winning. Totti at Rome, they haven't won since him. Like, it hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
And he still is like
A god.
the goat of Rome.
I've heard you say that you want to win trophies and be successful in that sense. Has staying and being loyal been difficult at any point?
Obviously, when I speak about going and winning trophies, I stayed here because I think I still can win trophies here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stayed here if the club hasn't told me, like, our aim is still to get the highest we can be, get back to winning trophies, get back to be the club we were before. Because if that was not the aim, then yes, I wouldn't have stayed here. But because I know the aim of the club is still to get back to where they want to be and where I want the club to be, and that's why I came to the club in first place. So if I can help to get back there, that's all I want to do.
Well, the fans, I'm sure, no doubt, are happy. So, right, just quickly, we've got to get your five-a-side team before you go. We always do it with all the players. There's some great teams that players have had. The best five-a-side team of players that you've played with, please. No goalkeepers, because goalkeepers don't count, guys. They just don't count.
Best five-a-side player? Oh, it's a very tough one. I have to put one defender, no?
If you want.
I will put as a defender Pep.
Oh, I was with him the other day, actually. He was very healthy, man.
He's going cycling kilometers and kilometers. I'm done with seeing photos of him on Instagram cycling. So Pep, just ahead of Rafa Varane.
Okay.
Just because I played more with Pep than I played with Rafa. But friendship-wise, Rafa was like one of my best friends here.
Was he, yeah?
Friendship-wise, in the national team when I came, Pep was one of the ones that helped me the most. So I need to put him there.
Crazy guy.
In midfield, I will put Juan Mata, because was one of the most special players I've played with.
Is it? Juan.
In terms of technical ability, he's probably one of the best. And then in terms of personal, is
great person.
by far
great person.
one of the best. Then up front. So
one
Pep,
midfielder. Pep.
Yeah, but I think I have too many strikers to put on.
Okay.
Let me think about another midfielder. I will put one that I think everyone has regrets of not seeing the best of him. That is Pogba. I need to put him there. I've seen the best of him because I played against him in Italy.
What's so special about Paul?
He has everything. He could do everything as a midfielder. He could run, he could recover balls, he could score goals, he could give assists, he could add the ball, he could win duels, he could do everything. He's the most complete midfielder that I've seen for a long time. Wow. That could do all these things. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've just seen it at Juve, and I couldn't see it as often here at the club because of injuries, of many other things. But I've played against him in Juve. It was unplayable. It was crazy the way, and I had to mark him on. Look at me, my size-wise, I was at the time 68, 69 kilos. Paul was already a beast. Any this, I was like, it was like a kid, like, stay back. Like I do to my kids, stay there. He was doing that to me. So
that's free.
Pep, Juan, Paul, and I need two more. Obviously, Cristiano has to be there. Mm-hmm. It's the main goal scoring of the football world all time for me. And then I have one more striker to put there. I will put Di Natale.
Oh, in Italy for Udinese.
Nice. That guy is, when we talk about loyalty, that's also a guy.
Yeah.
He could have gone Juventus, he could have gone, I don't know, any other clubs, and decided to stay at Udinese. For him and for his family, he wanted to stay there. Did an amazing career. I think he's top 5 goal scorers in Italy, Serie A. Wow. And that's something unbelievable because he played for a team that struggles sometimes to be almost in relegation battles and stuff, and he still put numbers up there. Always every year, like close to 20s, and he's being there with Totti, and I think he's the one with less games and like more goals, like ratio-wise.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. What he did is unbelievable.
So that's Pep, Juan Mata, Pogba, Cristiano, Di Natale, your five-a-side team.
Yeah. I could have gone for many others, but friendship-wise and
a blend.
I mix a little bit.
Listen, Bruno, man, thanks. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
We waited a while. I've been messaging you, man, all the time. I know you must think, Rio's just he's getting on my nerves. But
I really appreciate it.
no, thanks, man.
It was very nice.
Great to see you, and continued success, man. Keep creating. Keep creating, man. I love to see it.
I'll try.
Take care, man. You're training now, yeah?
Yeah. You going out to see it?
I can come and watch, yeah? Yeah, definitely. Definitely, if I can come and watch, man.
Yeah.
See some of them passes.